Hi, everyone. Did everyone make it over to the Twitch stream? Maybe? If you're watching this, which I hope you are, because otherwise we are talking to no one, you are watching Pilot Dump on the Pack Theater Twitch channel. Yay! I am particularly enthusiastic about this Pilot Dump. I should explain the show. Every week on Saturday, there is a new pilot that is the first episode of a television show that is read aloud by very talented people to an audience of whoever tunes in on this Twitch channel, which again, if you're seeing it, good job, you've done it. You're one of those people. I'm particularly enthusiastic about this week's because it is a pilot called Maude Across the Universes that I actually wrote over the past couple months. So I'm very excited to share it with the world, and I'm especially excited to share it through the voices of this very talented cast that we have here today. Now, this pilot is intended to be an animated pilot, so obviously if someone wants to back a dump truck of money up into my front lawn, you would not get the pleasure of seeing these beautiful faces reading them aloud. You would see animated characters. But today, you get to see the talent behind these roles that we'll be reading tonight. We have Kimmy Jimenez, playing Dara. Ali Liu is playing the title role of Maude. Kelsey Goldberg, she's actually playing two roles tonight. She's playing the role of Mom and also Nancy, who you'll also meet in this pilot. Sumner Levesque is playing Dad, and also a very normal, totally alive character named Bob. Sam Weller is playing the character of Phoebes. And we have Ezra Parter playing Mr. Hillman and a part to be acknowledged later. I will leave it at that because it's a little, I don't want to spoil the fun for anyone. I'm going to be reading a little mini role, but I've already introduced myself. I'm Andrea Listenberger. I wrote the thing, and I'll be playing Tiffany. And Joe Porter will be reading all the words between the lines that explain what is happening. And with that, I have talked way too much for what I'd prefer to do in this pilot reading. So if you guys are all ready, let's give it a go and get off to the races.
All right.
Ooh.
Maude Across the Universes. Exterior middle school, day. A sensible brown Buick pulls up in front of a bustling middle school front lawn. A Chiron crashes on screen. The Academy. Inside the Buick, Maude, 12, bespectacled with neatly combed long brown hair and currently very excited, fidgets as Mom, 40s, the picture of a Midwestern mother, wipes non-existent smudges from Maude's face.
Mom, I look fine.
Just giving you a little extra shine on your first day.
Let your mother have this, Maude.
Pull out to reveal Dad, 40s, hair combed over and wearing a pristine green polo shirt, sitting awkwardly in the back seat, his long legs pulled up tight to fit.
You really didn't have to both come to drop me off?
What? I missed this triumphant launch of this chapter of an institutionalized learning and knowledge enhancement? Never.
You worked so hard to get into the academy. The camps, the extra credit, it's all paying off. Especially getting into honors math. You're already following in me and your dad's footsteps.
Maude can't help but break into a giant grin.
All right, I'm excited, but why don't you let me pass 7th grade before you both name me partners at your accounting firm?
I can't make that promise, sweetie.
Maude kisses both parents on the cheek, grabs her backpack, and bounds out of the car. She passes the school sign, complete with the school motto, Bright Star Academy, where reason stands to reason. Interior classroom day. Maude meticulously arranges her notebook, pencil, and eraser in 90-degree angles on her desk.
What up, dweeb?
Maude looks up to see Jennifer, 12, blonde, stereotypical popular type, flanked by a trio of Jennifer lookalikes.
Figure I'd see you here. So what did you do all summer long? Stare at the calendar, counting down the days until you could suck up to the teachers again?
Jennifer snaps and the lookalikes start laughing on cue. Jennifer snaps again and they suddenly stop.
I'd tell you to eat dirt, Jennifer, but you don't deserve the soil's nutrients. What are you doing at the academy anyway? Doesn't really seem like your thing.
Parents, don't get me started.
The bell rings. The class sits as Mr. Hillman closes the door at the front of the classroom.
Good morning. Welcome to a new school year and welcome to Bright Star Academy, where reason stands to reason. I want to extend an extra special welcome to our new students. We are so honored to have you with us. May your journey into knowledge teach you new ways to think about the world around you.
Maude clings intently to Mr. Hillman's every word, determined. In the background, Jennifer sees the goofy look on Maude's face and rolls her eyes. But Maude is too enamored with the promise of learning to notice.
Hiya!
Maude jumps in her seat as Dara, 12, wearing purple overalls and a hot pink scrunchie, suddenly appears right in front of Maude, facing nose to nose.
What are you doing? I'm trying to listen. This is important.
You're Maude Hodges, and you're the prophecy girl. So cool. I'm Dara. So anyway, just found out that the universes are going to be destroyed. Want to say them with me?
Maude stares at Dara, wide-eyed and unsure of what to say. Dara tilts her head, confused for a moment by Maude's silence and what to do next, then recovers.
Ah, sorry. So rude.
Dara quickly extends a handshake. Act 1. Interior classroom. Moments later. Maude struggles to respond before she is saved by Mr. Hillman's voice.
Can you please take your seat?
Of course. Sorry. Confabulated here. Haven't had the chance yet.
Mr. Hillman frowns for a moment before continuing his lecture as Dara sits and scoots her desk closer to Maude's.
Psst. Want to know a secret?
Maude doesn't respond.
I don't even go here.
Interior hallway. A bit later. Maude weaves between other students, trying to lose Dara, who struggles to catch up.
I just needed a good opportunity to talk to you, prophecy girl.
Interior school gym. A bit later. Maude awkwardly tries to avoid dodgeballs in gym class as Dara runs around her, easily picking up and throwing the balls that come her way.
After all, we have a lot to talk about if we're going to save the universes from the accountants.
Dara does a cartwheel and executes another perfect throw as Maude is hit in the face by a dodgeball. Exterior schoolyard. A bit later. Dara eats lunch on the playground next to the monkey bars. Dara slowly enters frame from above, hanging upside down.
So I had Phoebes make a whole super undercover student profile so we could figure out this prophecy together, prophecy girl.
Dara reaches down, helps herself to a cookie from Maude's lunchbox, and takes a bite.
So let's get started. Oh my, this is delicious.
What are you talking about?
Dara stops eating the cookie like a deer in headlights.
Huh? I thought it was pretty straightforward. Prophecy? You? Me? Saving the universes?
None of that is straightforward and feels pretty made up. I don't know why you're bothering me, but I'm guessing that you apparently don't care about doing well here at the academy.
I do not.
Well, I do. Well, I do. You might still be into playing make-believe, but I worked my butt off so I could get into this school and learn how to be smart, successful, and responsible.
This school does that.
Both my parents went here, and they're very successful.
Oh, feels kind of boring.
Responsible isn't boring. Please leave me alone.
Maude storms off. Dara waves goodbye after her.
Okay, sounds good. I'll catch up with you later.
Dara looks around stealthily before she slowly stuffs the rest of the cookie in her mouth in one bite. Exterior, Hodges' house, afternoon. Maude walks past the brown Buick in the driveway of a clean-looking, picket fence-adorned traditional home. Chiron, home. Interior, Mom and Dad's house. The interior of the home is cozy, but everything is spotless and perfectly arranged.
Mom? Dad?
Maude walks past a posed family photo of Maude, Mom, Dad, and a 17-year-old boy wearing a collared shirt and glasses even bigger than Maude's. We'll meet him someday. Today is not that day. Dad bounces down the stairs excitedly and poses at the bottom.
Tell us everything. How was your first day?
Pretty good. Although I did meet this weirdo.
Mom runs in from the other room.
Don't start telling your dad without me. I'm bursting to know everything.
All right, did you have fun?
Make new friends.
Learn the scientific theory to predict the trajectory of an object or individual in motion to determine where and what quantity it will exist in time and space in the future?
That's specific.
Oh, never mind your dad. He's just excited.
Although there is something we want to talk to you about.
Mom and Dad look at each other nervously.
You're not sure it's too early?
Honestly, I've always thought it was too late.
You know, I don't like it when you guys start being weird.
The doorbell rings.
So I will volunteer to see who's at the door.
Interior entry, Mom and Dad's house. Maude opens the door to reveal Dara standing on the other side, holding a garden gnome.
Oh, good, I found you. I've rang the doorbells of a lot of houses.
Are you seriously stalking me?
Dara holds out the gnome.
I brought you this apology note. I realize my approach earlier may have been a bit sudden.
No, thank you.
Maude tries to close the door when Mom walks in.
Honey, who's at the door?
It's no one, Mom.
You!
A beat as Mom takes in who's standing at the door.
You!
Mom reaches into her pocket and pulls out an oversized printing calculator and starts to punch numbers into it. Dara throws the garden gnome at Mom and grabs Maude and pulls her out of the house. Dad appears behind Mom as Mom screams. Just before the gnome hits her, causing her to drop the calculator on the ground, keys first. Suddenly, stop-motion animation of paper printout receipts with calculations take over the screen before a vibrant, colorful explosion. Everything goes dark. Interior, Dara's ship. Maude slowly opens her eyes, a hazy image forming in her vision. Dara peers over.
Sweet, you're awake. I don't know how the accountants followed me, but there they were. Are you okay? Was that woman hurting you?
My mom?
You know her? What about the man?
My dad? Why are you being so weird about my parents?
Parents? Wait, you said that word earlier, too. Oh, no.
Dara sits and suddenly looks sick to her stomach.
Oh, dear.
As Dara reels, Maude starts to look at her surroundings. She's in the main bay of a retro-futuristic-looking ship, with doodads and gadgets hanging everywhere. But what's most striking, everything in the ship is bursting with color. Even Dara is suddenly more vibrant than she was before. Maude is waking up in her version of Oz. Chiron, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Where are we?
Oh, well, accountant parents or not, I guess I should probably explain. Phoebes?
Phoebes, an adorable but slightly bright blue amorphous blob with eyes and huge eyelashes, oozes out from the ship's paneling.
Do not be alarmed.
Maude screams.
She was alarmed. This is so annoying.
That's just Phoebes. I told you about Phoebes. Anyways, after this morning went a little rough, I asked Phoebes to help me put together a bit of a presentation. Phoebes, are the visual aids ready?
Phoebes reaches up to pull down a projector screen.
Obviously.
Phoebes pulls out a slide projector as Dara extends a pointer. As Dara speaks and thwacks at the projections, Phoebes cycles through several crudely drawn stick figure illustrations.
Years ago, a group of sourpusses who held logic and reason in the highest regard decided that they did not like anything that was not logical and reasonable. So they decided to put an end to those things.
Ooh.
As they started to put a plan to eliminate the universe's oddities, they realized something. Logically, any part of existence that supported illogical things was illogical itself. If they wanted to end any of it, they'd have to end all of it.
All of it.
All of it. Now, this group was pretty sourpussy, but they were also very smart. And they developed an equation that, if wielded correctly, has the power to achieve their goal and destroy all the universes forever.
Forever.
Right. Gonna stop you there. Clearly that hasn't happened.
It hasn't, because in order for the equation to work, this group would have to know the exact number of all beings, things, and forces present in the universes at any one given time. They'd have to account for them. That's Call that number X, and let's call this group accountants.
Because that's what this group is called.
These accountants need to know for X's value. Fortunately for us, you can't solve for X if X is always changing and evolving, which it is. But that doesn't stop the accountants from continuing to try, which generally means trouble. So Phoebes and I, we try to stay one step ahead of the accountants, protect the universes, and make sure the accountants can never solve for X.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! You explode my house with a gnome, abduct me, tell me there's a group of accountants trying to destroy the universe, and expect me to accept it all with a ta-da and some drawings?
I spent a lot of time on those drawings.
Universes.
What?
You said universe. But it's universes, plural.
Dara pushes a button as a wall lowers to reveal a window, beyond which is a beautiful, swirling array of colors extending infinitely into the distance.
Whoa.
Maude walks slowly towards the window, speaking to herself.
This can't be real. This defies all logic.
Yeah, then it's pretty cool, right?
But I can see it, and unless I'm in a dream...
Maude pinches herself. Nothing happens.
But if I am in a dream, none of this matters anyway.
Oh, cool story. Maybe.
Okay, let's say you're right.
Yay!
Why do you need me?
Oh, jeez, I knew I forgot something. The prophecy. Phoebes.
Sorry, I don't know how to properly illustrate a prophecy. Not that anyone appreciates my illustrations.
So get this. Just yesterday, Phoebes and I were on a routine run in Cold Town when we discovered the text of a prophecy, one that spoke of a girl named Maude Hodges, a girl who holds the power to stop all the accountants once and for all.
Seems both oddly specific and vague.
That's what I said, but this bozo here is ever so certain that you're the one who can save all of dimensionality. I don't know. You look pretty dumb and boring. And if your parents are accountants...
Hey, even if this is true, my parents aren't accountants. They're just accountants.
Those people, your parents, had a calculator, Maude.
I don't see how any of this makes sense.
Exactly. You've got it.
Dara realizes Maude doesn't got it.
Okay, I have an idea. Why don't I show you the prophecy text itself? It'll prove it to you.
You'll show me proof of this?
The proofiest.
Okay, I'll make you a deal. Only because nothing matters if this is a dream, which it probably is. I'll come with you, but if you can't show me a definitive, logical proof, you take me back home to my normal, not accountant, except the regular sense parents.
Deal.
So we're stuck with her.
Phoebes gets into the pilot seat and starts pushing buttons.
Listen, I'm sorry about not complimenting your slideshow.
Suddenly, a barrage of mixed media color animations and sound push Maude out of frame as it overtakes the screen. Now this is interdimensional travel. The scene in the ship settles, revealing Maude pressed flat against the ship's ceiling. She falls to the ground.
Ow!
Let's go. The citizens of Cold Town are so friendly. It's a factory town, you know, so this town square is always so hustly and bustly. I'm sure any one of them could take us to the prophecy text.
Dara strides confidently to the ship's door and opens it to exterior town square, Cold Town. Chiron, Cold Town. The trio steps out into the square. It's completely empty.
Where'd everyone go?
A tumbleweed rolls in front of them. End Act 1. Act 2. Exterior town square, Cold Town.
I don't understand. The square is usually packed. Vendors selling scones, kid poking their parents in the eye when they don't get a scone.
Maybe they're all at the coal mine?
Coal mine?
I thought you said Coal Town was a factory town.
Yeah, but not for coal. Jeez, how dumb and boring can you get?
I'm starting to get the feeling that you do not like me.
Coal Town is a factory town, one which has sustained itself over multiple centuries, producing one of dimensionality's greatest resources. Hats for sharks.
Hats for sharks?
Yes, hats for sharks. You might be onto something, though. If there is something going on at Coal Town, it usually starts from the Hats for Sharks factory.
Dara points to a tall factory on a hill, remarkable because on top of the factory there's a large statue of a shark looking quite happy in his well-appointed hat.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Phoebes accidentally kicks Maude as they pass her, leading the way.
What indeed? Onward!
Interior, Hats for Sharks factory. Phoebes slowly opens the giant front door to the factory and walks into the large, cavernous warehouse floor. In the middle of the entryway is a gold-covered statue of a mermaid and a floating ghost shaking hands. Dara and Maude follow her inside. It's empty. You could hear a pin drop.
Hello? Anyone home?
What's that about?
Those are the founders of Hats for Sharks, Bartholomew and Beatrice, a mermaid and a ghost who forged an unlikely alliance over 300 years ago on this very site. Bartholomew realized that his family of mermaids had a great opportunity to market headwear to the sharks and struck a deal with the ghosts who could lend their nimble fingers. As you know, mermaids and ghosts didn't always get along so well, but here in Coal Town, mermaids and ghosts are like peas in a pod, united in one common purpose, making sure that the heads of the sharks they service are warm, comfortable, and well festooned.
Mermaids? Ghosts? They're real too?
Wow. The kid whose accountant parents blew up her house and just completed interdimensional travel is suddenly doubting us on this front. Real genius over here.
Phoebes starts looking under the factory desks and opening drawers.
I beg your pardon?
The trio turns to see Bob, a bow tie wearing 40-something ghost, floating near Phoebes.
Did I rifle through your belongings? No, I did not.
Bob, it's me!
Bob squints, then pulls out a monocle from his pocket to look at Dara more closely.
Dara, my dear girl, what are you doing back here so soon?
Oh, you know the deal. Prophecy this, prophecy that. Just saving the universes here with my new friend Maude. Where is everyone? When we left, everything was peachy keen.
You got right out of town just in time. Right after you left, those dastardly mermaids double-crossed us and threatened to take the factory underwater. Like they could find better hat makers than us. As a direct descendant of Beatrice, I never thought I'd see the day.
That doesn't sound like the mermaids at all, Bob.
Oh, no? You know Nancy? Right. The bossy one?
Yeah.
You should have heard the words that came straight out of her mouth.
Which were...
Well, I forgot now. But you should have heard them. I'm just here now to make sure Nancy and her thin-head friends don't try to sneak in here and take what's ours. Everything else went home. This partnership is over. I wish that my great-great-great-grandmother Beatrice, of whom I am a direct descendant, never started this godforsaken factory.
Listen, Bob, I don't know what happened, but this just doesn't seem right. I'm sure there's a misunderstanding. You stay here and we'll get to the bottom of this.
Oh, I'll stay here. I'm at ready in case Nancy shows up. Ooh.
Bob ghost wails away as the trio exits the factory. Exterior, Hats for Sharks factory. As they exit, Dara starts to scratch her head.
Mermaids and ghosts have never had any problems ever since they struck their agreement, and I shudder to think what's going to happen if the sharks' heads get old.
What would happen?
Maude's question goes ignored.
Boss, I think I have an idea of what might have happened.
Dara turns to see Phoebes pointing to a pile of long calculator printout receipts, messily strewn on the ground, covered with numbers and calculations.
Of course! I knew there had to be a reasonable explanation for this, and nothing's more reasonable than the accountants.
Wait, I thought the accountants were into some mega crazy world-ending nonsense. Why would they care about shark hats?
Both Phoebes and Dara turn in unison.
Hats for sharks.
Dummy.
But you're right. The accountants are into some mega crazy world-ending nonsense, but their plan of accounting everyone to end the worlds only works if they have a firm grasp on everything happening in those worlds. And accountants just can't understand anything that, in their view, isn't logical or ordered, so they try to shut it down. The weird thing is, there is an order to the universes. It's just, like, not their order. I don't know. Sometimes I think it's really just about control. That doing things their way and judging others just makes them feel important.
We better clean this up. You know what happens when you let the receipts pile up.
Dara and Phoebe start to tidy up the mess.
You know, that's oddly the first thing here that kind of makes sense to me. Reminds me of this girl Jennifer at my school.
Dara and Phoebe stare back blankly.
She's pretty popular, but only because she judges people. It's like she uses it as a way to make others feel awful and hold it over them. What's weird is that we actually used to be friends. Our parents knew each other, so we played all the time growing up, but when we were in second grade, she started this rumor that I had a gross foot fungus and none of the girls wanted to come by to my pool party. Meanwhile, having such a juicy secret made her popular with all the rest of the class, and that's been her priority ever since. I was really hoping to escape that when I started at the academy this year.
You have foot fungus? Yeah.
Phoebe takes a step away from Maude.
That's brilliant.
No, it was traumatizing.
I mean, a party. It's just the thing to repair relations between the mermaids and the ghosts. No one can resist one, and it's a great opportunity for everyone to mend fences so that they can start mending hats for sharks.
Dara suddenly gasps.
The prophecy! What? That must be why you're here, Maude!
I'm pretty sure you could have come up with that idea on your own.
But if we were to throw a party, obviously I can invite the mermaids and ghosts, and Phoebes can manage glitter and decorations, but we would still need a third to handle the bouncy castle. It's clearly a 3-person job. Are you in?
You think she can handle that?
Maude is too offended to question any of Dara's logic.
I'll have you know, I won the Cedar Grove Spelling Bee, competed at the top level of primary school mathletics, and got accepted at the Bright Star Academy. I am smart, I am capable, and I think I can handle a bouncy castle.
Exterior, bouncy castle. Maude stands in front of a large, medieval-looking castle, complete with towers and moats. It is physically bouncing up and down, shaking the ground with every jump.
This is not what I had in mind.
Maude cautiously approaches the castle and looks around.
Maybe I can move with these levers?
Excuse me, move this?
Maude screams and falls in surprise as the castle begins to speak. The drawbridge and entrance open to reveal there also a mouth, while 2 windows on the tower are eyes. And this castle, she's got the personality of a drag queen.
I am certain I don't talk to you about you in that tone, Missy.
Excuse me?
The name is Tiffany, thank you very much, and you've disturbed my bounce. I was about to hit a new high.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. It's just that we're trying to throw a party, and I'm supposed to bring you. I may have been a little unclear on my purpose. I thought people normally jumped in bouncy castles, but you are...
A castle who bounces? Close your mouth. And sweet child, we'd have to get to know each other a whole lot better for you to jump inside me.
Again, I am so sorry.
But I do love a party. You know, normally I'm asked to DJ any affair that's worth going to, but I guess whoever's throwing this second-rate lame gathering of people had other plans. Fine, whatever. I had been meaning to wash my moats tonight anyway.
Tiffany looks clearly upset.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm certainly too busy, even though I am the best DJ in all of Coal Town. Couldn't persuade me to attend even if you begged.
I couldn't?
There's certainly no way I'd agree, not after being disrespected this way.
Oh.
Maude turns to leave. Tiffany clears her throat. Maude turns back around.
Tiffany?
Yes, sweet baby child?
I don't suppose you'd like to accompany me to the party and DJ.
Well, why the heavens didn't you just ask?
Tiffany uproots her foundation, grabs her moats with her towers, and starts to walk across the ground, paying no mind to what she tramples along the way.
Thank you.
Exterior, town square, Coal Town. The town square is now decorated with festive, glittery decorations. Tiffany towers amid the shop, still bouncing, but now wearing giant headphones and operating giant turntables. And Tiffany's beat, it's sick. Dara walks around the square, surveying its status.
So the mermaids are on their way, and the ghosts promised they'd show up too. We've only got one shot to trick them with this fabulous party and convince them to make up before they start squabbling again. Place looks great.
Of course it does.
And good work with Tiffany, Maude.
Yeah, not exactly what I expected. Could have mentioned you wanted her to DJ.
Well, where's the fun in that?
Maude notices some streamers hidden behind a punch table.
Hey, Phoebes, you forgot to hang up these streamers. Should we put them up?
I didn't get streamers, dumb person.
Maude holds up a streamer, revealing it's covered in numbers.
Then what are these?
Dara runs over and gives the end a tug, revealing that the strip Maude has found is connected to a huge pile of receipts.
Oh, no.
Those aren't streamers. Those are accountant receipts. They've been here.
And you know what happens when you let the receipts pile up.
But before Dara has finished her sentence, the receipts start to move, taking form and slowly building themselves into a giant tentacled receipt monster, which lets out a roar as it starts attacking the decorations and party setup.
I did not know that this is what happened!
Act 3. Exterior town square, Coal Town, moments later.
This is how we deal with the likes of you.
Dara charges toward the giant receipt monster, who flips the snack table and sends the punch bowl straight in Dara's face before charging right at the trio. Phoebes makes a move towards the monster from behind, but one of the receipt tentacles quickly throws her off.
Run!
Dara, Phoebes, and Maude run out of the square as the creature chases behind them.
What is that thing?
The biggest account threat I've ever seen.
They're monsters of the accountant's design and appear anywhere in the accountant's meddle too much. They must have done a number on the coal town.
The group rounds a corner, coming up to a fork in the road. On one side, a group of ghosts, led by Bobs, floats towards them. On the other side, a gaggle of mermaids, traveling on land by skateboards, rolls ahead, led by Nancy, a teenage mermaid with pink hair bow on a skate helmet and a smiley face shirt.
I thought the party was at the...
Dara motions to everyone to follow her off the path and ducks behind a clump of bushes. The account threat scurries past.
Listen, the account threat won't be confused for long. It's too big for us to take down by ourselves. But if we pool our resources...
We've seen how this group treats our resources. No, thanks. Honestly, this is just another sign that our partnership is over.
You can't refuse. We're refusing. As if we'd ever trust you again after you've halted production.
Dara pulls Phoebes and Maude into a huddle as the ghosts and mermaids continue to bicker in the background.
We don't stand a chance without their help.
How do you defeat those things anyway?
You've got to thwack them really hard. The bigger they are, the harder you have to thwack.
Really?
Again with the questions.
But the accountants have done too good of a job here. The ghosts and the mermaids doubt each other too much. That's how the accountants win, making others see their own way of life as illogical.
But maybe that's also how we convince them otherwise.
That makes no sense.
Huh. Weird to hear those words coming out of your mouth.
Maude turns to the two squabbling groups.
You're Nancy, right?
Nancy nods.
Nancy, I'd never been to a Hats for Shark Factory before today. But when I saw that lobby statue and learned the story of your ancestors, I saw a partnership that's been going strong for centuries. What I'm hearing here is a lot of mermaid said, ghost said. Believe me, I get it. Sometimes it's hard to sort through what's real and what's fake. So let me ask you this. Do you still care about shark heads and keeping them warm?
Of course.
And Bob, do you still take pride in decorating a shark's head with your handiwork?
No one can festoon a shark like me.
Well then, even if your partnership doesn't make sense on paper, even if you don't trust each other right now, you both trust what you're working towards. And from where I'm standing, Nothing seems more logical than continuing to work together for a common goal, which together you definitely can do it if an account threat takes over Coal Town.
Bob and Nancy size each other up before Nancy extends a hand.
Partners.
Bob extends his own hand, which goes right through Nancy's, mirroring the pose of the statue in the Hats for Sharks Factory's lobby.
Hooray! Yay! Awesome! Can we talk about this now?
The account threat sniffs around, then turns to face the group, finally seeing them in the bushes.
Oh, we got this.
Yeah, we do.
The mermaids grab their skateboards and jump back on the path, tempting the account threat away from the bushes.
Here, nasty, nasty, nasty.
The account threat lumbers after the skating mermaids, who jump over the street's curbs and do ollies as they lead the account threat back towards the plaza. The mermaids arrive in the square and suddenly peel off in all directions. The account threat stands confused in the center of the square.
Over here, ugly reason monster.
The account threat turns to see a wall of ghosts waving coyly at it. It charges towards them with incredible force, runs right through their non-corporal forms and slams headfirst with a giant thwack into Tiffany, who is still obliviously DJing with headphones on and eyes closed. With the thwack, the creature disintegrates into a pile of normal, everyday receipts. Tiffany looks up, confused.
What are y'all playing at?
Maude looks on in awe as Phoebes passes her with a dustpan.
You gonna help us clean this up or what?
Exterior, town square, Cold Town. A little later. The party is in full swing. Ghosts talking to mermaids, mermaids talking to ghosts, and Phoebes doing an inverted punch bowl stand above the punch bowl. Maude sips a cup of punch and smiles as Dara approaches.
Nice play back there. Wouldn't have thought of that. Our methods are not usually so.
Straightforward?
No. I guess sometimes I get so caught up in protecting what's unique and different. I forget that unique and different only exists because we're generally the same.
So you're saying that logic and reason aren't all bad?
I'm just saying that maybe it matters how you use it.
Dara lets out a loud sigh.
Speaking of logic, I asked around and it seems like the prophecy text is long gone, along with the accountants that took it. So I can't prove any of it. The deal's a deal. I'll take you home.
You know what? I think I'm in.
Really?
I'm still not sure I believe what you have to say, especially about my mom and dad. But if this is some sort of weird hallucination, or even if it isn't, I had fun today. I'm so down to stick around for a bit. Besides, this is the most normal I've ever felt at a party in my life.
Bob floats by wearing a party hat.
Hey, Maude, want to dance?
Yes, I think I do.
Maude heads into the dance floor and disappears into the party, which is in full swing, Tiffany DJing her little Castle Heart out. We zoom out when stop-motion animation of receipts and figures covers the screen before we land at exterior of Mom and Dad's house, night. The previously pristine house looks crispy from the explosion. A fist knocks on the front door, causing the door to collapse into the house. Mom, hair frazzled like she's had her finger in an electrical socket, appears in the doorway. Dad follows close behind.
Do you know where our daughter is?
You were supposed to be looking out for her.
Finally, we see the owner of the fist, Jennifer.
I don't know where she is, but I do know who she's with. Let me show you.
Jennifer pulls out a large printing calculator out of her purse. End of pilot.
That's all!
Hey!
I feel really bad because I feel like I kept laughing over you guys because it was really you were really funny. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for reading this pilot. It's definitely given me some really good feedback and what I want to do next with it and how I would revise it, and hearing it read out loud. It was super awesome. And if anyone who's watching has any thoughts or feedback, feel free to hit me up. You can follow me on Twitter at Andrea_ML and slide into them DMs, which is a scary prospect to put out there, but that's how hungry I am for feedback. But again, I want to thank this wonderful cast who has given up their 8 p.m. on a Saturday night when we know all the events are going and there's no reason to stay inside whatsoever. So I want to throw to them and just ask them to, if you have any plugs, if you have any thing you're generally excited about in your life, or just a nugget of positivity that you want to throw out into the world, I would love for you to share with everyone. Sam, you're up first on my screen, so
okay.
What do you got?
You can follow me at Sam Weller, YEAH, Sam Weller on Instagram and on Facebook. I started a new cartooning venture called Nerd Yorker Comics, and I update that twice weekly. So give that a follow, Nerd Yorker Comics, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
It's really good, Sam.
Thank you.
I've been following it around, and the first time I was like, it looks like real New Yorker comics, but like cooler, you know?
It's for our generation, Andrea.
Well, as a member of our generation, I appreciate it. Allie, thank you so much for reading Maude. You dead.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. It's hilarious because I failed every math class. So I'm doing stand-up. I'm on the Salty AF show at T-Pop on the 13th, and then I'll be at the Broadway Comedy Club on the 21st. You can follow me at Aluzer, ALUZER on Instagram, and on TikTok at Extra Large Petite.
Awesome. And Kimmy, you made everything sound so great, even when it was crazy and made no sense. And I gave you babbling lines of exposition that I'm now realizing I need to cut down terribly, but made them work.
Oh, good. Thank you so much. That was a really fun script. I had a lot of fun. Thanks for letting me do this with y'all. It was really great. But yeah, I guess in terms of what I got going on, I'm a cast member on the YouTube channel Smosh, so you can see me over there, and then Twitter and Instagram, I'm at Kimmy Does Stuff. But yeah, this was a whole bunch of fun. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thanks for making this part of your stuff. Very much appreciated.
Oh, of course. Happy to.
Speaking of other people who I wrote a lot of words for, Joe Porter, thank you so much for reading stage directions. What do you got going on?
I'm directing this little show on the 21st I'm very excited about with this group called Friendo. They're kind of awesome, so I'm very excited to check out that show. And you can follow me at Seth Porter, which is Joseph Porter with no J and no O, on Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff.
Awesome. Sumner, the best ghost this side of the Mississippi.
Hello, everyone. You can follow me on Twitter at sumner.camp. And then I have a Twitter for my cat, if anybody's interested. It's Cake the Butthead Cat. Instagram. Sorry, it's not Twitter. It's called Instagram. I don't know how any social media works. And then please check out the Friendo show on the 21st.
Where can people get tickets, Sumner?
Eventbrite. You can get tickets on Eventbrite. It's only $5. It's going to be outdoors, so if you're worried about what's going on with everything, it's going to be outdoors, so it'll be a safe spot. And it's a sketch party. It's not just a sketch show, it's a sketch party. So come with some good vibes and some hangout times.
Awesome. Kelsey, the thing I'm most sad about this is that given that this is a table read, I couldn't somehow make you dress up in a mermaid costume and learn how to skateboard.
That's the dream. And my sister learned how to skateboard during the pandemic, so she could have taught me.
Rude.
I know. Well, I don't post any skateboarding vids because it's a skill set I do not have. But you can follow me on Twitter at Kelsey F. Gold and on Instagram at 24kgold. And if you like horror films and you hate environmental degradation, you could catch out my fracking horror film called On Earth on Amazon and Apple. And if you like Star Trek and Gene Roddenberry, please listen to the podcast I am one of the producers on called Quoting Gene Roddenberry. It's a 100-day podcast every day for 100 days from March 12th to April 19th, where our two hosts discuss a quote by Gene Roddenberry, and Rachel True from The Craft is one of the hosts, and it's really hard not to geek out over her.
That sounds awesome. I love that movie.
And I love her.
Ezra, thank you so much for doing this. I know you have stuff to plug because so Ezra is someone that I've never done anything with before, but I've seen him like on Twitch and like around the social medias, and I was like, I would like to reach out to this gentleman and see if he would do my pilot reading. So, Ezra, what do you got?
Yeah, thank you so much for asking me. It was an out of the blue ask from someone I don't know too well. It's such an honor. I really appreciate it, and it was fun reading with all of you. I know some of you, but now I know more of you. It's great. I am at Ezra Parter on Twitter and TikTok, at Ezra Partier on Instagram, because there's another Ezra Parter out there somehow. And yeah, I'm on this channel on Thursdays with my show Apocalypse Tips with Lester Pips, which is a character improv show.
Check that show out. It's great.
Thank you, Sandra. Yeah. And Sam's made space for that show many times by not doing his show. Thank you so much for those times. I always feel bad about that still. But anyway, that's on Thursdays. It's character improv with great people. And then on Fridays, fake news at fake news _daily on TikTok. We're not on Fridays anymore. We're just on TikTok now. We used to be on Fridays on the channel.
So exciting. Well, that's everyone. Thank you guys so much again. If you're still watching, thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. Again, you can follow me at Andrea_ML because I want your sweet feedback. And shout out to the Pack Theater, which at one point in time was this lovely in-person brick and mortar space, but currently exists in all of its digital glory on this channel. There's always a lot of fun shows going on here, so check them out. I know Dark Matters is tonight at 10. I'm unsure if anyone is directly following us or not, but you'll probably find out in the same way that you do if you stick around until 9. But definitely, Dark Matters is a really cool show that airs at 10. If this is your first time to Twitch and you're wondering what else is out here. So again, thanks for joining us. Thank you guys again. This was such a treat. I'm going to log us off now.
Thanks, Andrea.
Bye.